This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticisms, comments, news reportings, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. CCNTV, bringing you captivating news since 2019.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I'm your host, Captivating Christian, along with me and Brother Nate. Of course, we're up today because there were some technical difficulties, so we ain't have time for all the pleasantries today. Sorry for being a little tardy. Yeah. Hey, the holiday's over. How was everybody's holiday? Hopefully you had a good extra extended weekend. I didn't do much. I had to run to New York to do some stuff, so I did that and came right back. So, didn't really do anything. Kind of just laid low.
Okay, I can't see anybody in the chat.
Okay, let me see if I can see. It's just Rico that I see. It's Rico the brat.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Matter of fact, it's missing. It just has a live chat window, and that's it.
Okay.
So it's just one of them nights. It's one of them.
Well, Ness is supposed to be going live with her version of the trip and stuff. So she might be live right now. But it don't stop no show. I'll catch it on the replay. Because I'm curious to know her thoughts, but we'll talk about that later. And who said?
I mean,
that?
Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
The actual Windows. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's YouTube or.
It's been acting dumb all day, and I've been messing.
Real janky.
Right. But for the money,
hey Rico, what's going on? What'd you say for the money?
Yeah, for the money, it should. Yeah, I want a refund. So do note that your waiter or waitress will be around with your drink of choice. Actually, I don't have one yet, so I will go run and get one at some point. Probably before the second segment part of the show. So right now it's just bone dry, very sober. Okay. Yeah. Again, I hope everybody had a great weekend, and let's get into some business. So first, we have some updated news, and bear with me because everything's been acting kind of dumb on this end. Fellow YouTuber has made some kind of internet news. As you all know, Wiley was arrested for a bomb threat down at the Walmart in Las Vegas, Nevada. Again, a bomb threat down in Vegas. Of course, any of you that know his history, the Wiley Show, better known as, that's his name, Marquise Wiley. he did the library destruction some years back, and his fellow subscribers helped him pay that restitution of about $10,000 plus.
Oh,
Now
they paid that much?
they helped him. They helped him.
I hope he cleaned that booty up and sold some of that, because there's no way in the world I'd have paid
No way.
that much to bail his ass out.
No way I want that.
If it maybe I'd have given
Well,
it,
maybe
you know,
it was for
if it
Emmett
was a
Till.
grand.
Maybe it was for Emmett Till.
You know what? I was hoping you weren't even going to go there.
I mean, maybe that's why they helped pay.
I didn't know they paid that much.
Yeah. But initially,
there'd been bussy on sale that night.
Yeah, when he was arrested and arraigned, his bail started at $25,000. However, due to circumstances, the cuckoo and all that other stuff, they reduced it to now $5,000. So hopefully somebody, will bail him out, and he only has to pay 10% of that. As far as I know, he hasn't been released yet, but I haven't heard anything. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. I don't know. But he's probably going to be released to an institution where he can be, surveyed and
monitored,
medicated,
very, very closely.
Yeah, and come back healthier. Right? That's all we can say. Because
that's all we want. That's all we want. Now, what he does is up to him.
I mean, anything he does is up to him. I mean, it's like third time you strike out, so this is your second. You don't want another. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's only but so far that pass will carry you along until somebody, won't have any sympathy for you. They'll shoot questions later. So, in moving forward in that vein, I hope he settle down and get the help he needs. He always wanted to go viral, so there's his his opportunity. Unfortunately, though, it didn't make large news, so he might still have some work to do. Unfortunately, so let's see. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for popping in. Hey, K-Fit, what's up? So yeah. Any thoughts on good old Wiley there?
No, let's just get him some help and make sure he stays on his medication.
Yeah. Well, somebody who loves, Wiley loves this guy so much, maybe Trump will help him out and help pay some of his restitution. But he's got his own problems to deal with. Trump has new indictment charges, of course, because Jack Smith ain't the one to play with. So, of course, as you know, the Supreme Court kind of slammed down on the independent prosecutor, basically saying that as president, Donald Trump is immune from prosecution. However, the smart guy that he was, he went back in the indictments that he already submitted, took out, you said, acts as president. Okay. Went back, pulled out all the acts that got the guidelines to exactly what he considered to be, or what the Supreme Court considered to be, acts as president, took all of those out, and all of the acts that he did as a single citizen running for president, not quite president yet, still in the election, hasn't even happened. Oh, he pulled those and was like, okay, now these are submitted. So now he's not president. There's personal information where he orchestrated these things personally, not as president, but as a personal citizen, like January 6th. There's private text messages that have nothing to do with any White House business, where he knows who's coming, who's orchestrated this bus, that bus. Because remember, old Jenny from the block. If you don't know, that's Clarence Thomas's wife, Fat Jenny. Yeah, she had bus loads of people coming down, so it was a whole shit show, and his name's all in it privately, not as a citizen of these United States, not as the president, of these United States, but just as, Darnell. And so, yeah, Jack Smith was like, okay, here's some new indictments. Now, fiddle over those. So those came down on Tuesday. So that should be interesting to see where that goes. Because if he doesn't win, he's got a seat somewhere in somebody's courtroom. So if he doesn't get to sit at 1600 Pennsylvania, he will have a seat definitely, indefinitely, in one of the many courtrooms in these United States to preside over as they balance his fate. So he is not only running for president, but he's running for his life. So the stakes are pretty high for this guy.
I hope he trips.
yeah, the stakes are pretty high for this guy. So you want to keep the guy in your prayers there. I mean, those of you that pray and all that good stuff.
I'm such a Christian. Yeah, such a Christian.
Whatever.
There's no way in the world.
No, not at all. I really just play. Any thoughts on that, by the way, before we carry on?
None of whatsoever.
At all.
that none at all. That one.
You said don't be fooled by the rocks, Rico. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Well, we'll deal with that later. So anyway, in other news, there is a person running for governor, I believe, of North Carolina. This man, Mark Robinson. The only reason why I know him is because his theories and his actual things are very kind of like, wait, did he just say that? He is a black man basically saying slavery was a good thing. That he wants to basically execute people, basically people in the LGBT alphabet gang mafia, and really pretty much anybody that ain't Christian. He don't want women to have no rights. They shouldn't vote. They shouldn't do anything. Men should be able to vote and do everything. And women should just, be in the house baking cookies and being birth slaves. Handmaid's Tale, that kind of thing. The reason why we bring him up is because all this talk about him wanting to assassinate people have all out, Hunger Game assassinations. People starting to be like, well, damn, I might vote blue down the ticket. And this may give Miss Harris the win for North Carolina completely. So they're a little nervous now that we're 80 some odd days until election. It's around the corner. We're already in September.
Yeah, it's real close.
It's closer than you think.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of scared. Yeah, this man has compared slavery to abortion. Please make that make sense.
Well, if you've seen him.
Well, he hasn't missed a meal. It looks like, he looks like he might be Brown's uncle or something, or a cousin in the family. He definitely looks like he's been to the picnic. Okay. Real hefty guy. But yeah, definitely read up on this guy. And if you're in North Carolina, he is running for your governor. So please, make sure you
pay attention. Definitely pay attention.
Make sure you're just not picking people. And granted, I don't care who you vote for. I just want to make sure that you make informed decisions with your vote, right? And if he is what you look for in a candidate, more power to you. But I personally, even not being a woman, feel like, women have just as many rights as men do. I don't think one is higher up than the other.
No.
I mean, make it make sense to me. If one was made from the other, how is one higher than the other? Nah.
But I'll tell you what I think is funny. And in comparison to The Handmaid's Tale, and you want women to be home and subservient and all the rest of that.
Yeah. What's that?
Don't be surprised it ain't what you think it is.
Right.
Motherfuckers can't cook. A lot of motherfuckers can't clean. And you
That's
ain't
right.
you ain't gonna want nobody around you 24/7.
This is
You be telling them to go about their business. Go on ahead, go. Don't you got
this is
somewhere
what
to
I'm
go? No, I'm here
saying.
to
You're trying to make these women into these Beaver Cleaver kind of Brady Butch moms or you know, whatever, Partridge Family moms and all this other
Stepford
bullshit
wives, the Stepford wives
that you grew up with, right? But a lot of these modern age independent, I don't need no man, I don't need nothing, I can do it. They go out to eat, they don't cook, they don't clean.
There'll be a lot of hungry motherfuckers sitting at the table with nothing on the plate.
Always, you know,
or ramen noodles.
They may have some good wop wop, but they don't do the domesticated thing. Right?
Oh yeah. Everybody's not gearing up for that stuff.
Right. So it's like, are y'all having a training class as well? Like, are y'all really pushing out a factory where you train these, where you really do have Stepford wives, where you train them to be the kind of subservient wives you want, and then you push them out?
No, they didn't think very well. They should have pushed for home ec back in schools.
Well, they never do. I mean, they had home ec when I was in, well, junior high school, what some people would call middle school, but they had home ec then. And that was funny. I got in trouble a lot of times because my brother went to the school previously, and we're 6 years apart. And I never forget her name is Miss Shayer. She's probably dead and gone now because she was old then. But she had
you can talk about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, but she had these cuts on her hands and stuff. This white woman, and I would be like, "No, you can't touch. No, you can't touch my food. Like, no, if you touch that, I'm not eating it." And she got like, everybody in the class was laughing because they thought I was joking, but no, I was serious. But they know I was serious. But the way I was like, "No, don't. I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that. I'm not touching that." And she's like, "Well, if you don't, I'm gonna call your mother." Okay, call her.
Get the dialing.
Get the dialing, because you think I'm gonna get in trouble, and for you, I'm not. She's gonna have my back. I'm gonna get in trouble when I get home, but she's not. You know, I'm not gonna get in trouble in front of you because I'm gonna.
Probably with the fuss at you. She probably said, "I'm glad you didn't touch that shit." You don't know what her goddamn hands been.
She knew what it was because we spoke about it before, and I was just like, she keep wanting to like help, and it's like everybody looking at her like, please don't put your, could you put a glove on or something? And she like, no, you gotta you gotta use your hands. Not in my food, not if I'm eating it. Now if I'm eating it and washing my hands and doing all that kind of stuff, cool, you could direct me how to do it. I need you to put your nasty, it's almost like a scary movie. He was like, give me the good hand, and he put his hand all in the mashed potatoes and shit, and they was like, oh, you want to eat? And they're like, no, I'm not eating that shit. It was like that. And I'm like, listen, lady, don't do that. So at that time I had enough, and it probably I had a bad day, but it was like, no, I'm tired of you touching I'm tired of you trying to touch my food. No. So she called my mom. My mom came, and it was like, explain to me what happened. I said the same thing we talked about like 2 nights ago. She did it. And she was like, she went in the room, they was going back and forth. And she was just like, you're a home economics teacher. Obviously, you should know, about cleanliness. And, I don't know what condition you got going on, but you should be wearing gloves. You should not be doing all that stuff went on. Needless to say, she ain't touched nobody's food ever. She probably retired, not touching nobody's food after that. But when I got home, I did get in trouble because it was like my mother didn't like the fact that you talk back to a teacher. That whole thing, it was like
talking back shit. Save you from getting got the clap or some shit.
But I mean, I always got in trouble in the house anyway because I was very much a why kid. Like well, why do I have to do it? And you got to explain it to make it make sense to me before I agreed to do it. So it was no different. being outside. So it was like, oh well. But yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
Good
what's up?
evening, everybody coming into this
Hey, what's
chat.
going on?
I can
Um,
finally see everyone.
Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, anyway, getting back to Mr. Beaver Cleaver. Yeah, just be careful who you vote for, because you might be voting for somebody that want to see you in an apron and some pearls and or a red what they wear in the Handmaid's Tale, the little red
Oh,
cloaks and the white hats.
look like the
Uh,
flying nun.
yeah, so please don't think that these things are functional and they're not real. These shows are coming to life quicker than you really know. So yeah, so be on the lookout for that. Again, he is
Right. And for all
running
the
for
guys think
governor.
that will just be wonderful.
Yeah.
Don't hold your breath. You be looking stupid.
You'd be stuck with somebody who can cook at all.
She just won't go away. She won't go away.
Right, at all. And another news update. Remember the older gentleman who shot the young 17-year-old, or was he 17 or 16 at the time? I think he was 17.
16, 17. Yeah.
16,
Picking up his
17-year-old.
brother.
Yeah. Raphael Yarl. Well, he was picking up his brother from his friend's birthday party or whatever, sleepover or whatever they was having, and he went to the wrong house, and the older I won't even say Caucasian because he looked kind of Spanish on the white side to me, but the older man shot him, and he wound up, thank God, living through his ordeal. Well, of course, as they do always, when everybody stops being enraged and the protests stop, and Al Sharpton, goes back to wherever he crawled from, and the other attorney, Mr. Crump, goes back and finds another family that's been, attacked by some sort of, I'm afraid for my life, not really, I'm just a bigot, racist kind of interaction. The attorneys for these people that commit these heinous crimes always continuously goes back to court and pleads to the judge or a new judge that, hey, we've been wrongly accused here. Hey, you know that thing how about you look at it again? Because I don't think you gave us a fair shake. Well, here we are in this new case. Old case, but new things have arisen from this older 80-year-old man shooting this young teenager nearly point blank range from his door. He is now senile. That's right. He's incoherent. So he shouldn't be able to serve his jail time.
Bullshit.
Because he is incoherent now.
Funny. Put him in. Even though he won't remember, put him in.
Right. I mean, funny, he wasn't incoherent when he goddamn pulled that gun out on that kid through the door and shot. He wasn't incoherent then. It's real funny how now he's incoherent. So I don't know.
They will try everything in the book to get them off.
Everything.
There's always a stipulation.
Yeah. So
well, Mr. Lester. Well, Mr. Lester, even though you won't remember this, we're going to send you over to whatever jail.
Yeah, I mean, I think that day of kind of getting away with murder should have went to bed with what's her name, the lady who had Emmett Till killed. I think all that should have passed with her ass. When she went on out of here, she took the last golden ticket with her ass. That man should remain in jail for the crime he committed, almost trying to execute that young man, but for no reason but then knocking on the wrong door. That's it. That's it. And for you to think that, oh, you're going to blame it on being older and think you're going to get off and do what? Do it to somebody else's kid? Now you sitting there and think about it. I don't care if you don't remember. Get him some playing blocks and some Depends because he's gonna need it. He's gonna be shitting and pissing on himself and playing Legos. I don't give a damn. Put him in there. Keep him in there.
Put him right in the nursing home with bars.
That's
he'll be right there.
Get Esmeralda. She'll do it. She'll do it when she finished taking Brianna for her bath.
I was going to say.
She'll hop over to the
jobs. How many jobs Esmeralda got?
Yeah, Esmeralda got plenty of jobs. And she'll go over to Lester and wipe his ass. You know, and she'll do it.
She might be taking a black job. You never know.
Hey. She could be, but I'm saying somebody's got to do it. But yeah, I just really think, I mean, they trying it. He's got the cane and the walkers coming in the courtroom and everything. It's just really like, oh, not sorry, not sad. I really don't feel no way about it. If y'all dragged Bill Cosby's half blind glaucoma ass into court for 30 years, 40 years of him dropping Spanish fly in bitches' drinks, then goddamn, yeah, he could serve time for shooting an unarmed kid at his door. I mean, make it make sense.
Yeah, I mean, every time one of these fools act up and go to court and have to pay the price, they always look for a way to get them out.
Always crying. George Floyd, the officer who killed George Floyd, murdered George Floyd, it's still, as we speak, violent.
He just gets stabbed up.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
He did. But and again, I think that was all a ploy too, because he just filed and the judge said, no. So, you know, like,
it's got to be some shit.
Like, stab me up, make it look good, but not too deep.
You go in there, you get stabbed up, you think you probably in 24-hour protective custody.
Well, he already had that.
Then you think you may be getting out, and come to find out you ain't going nowhere. So you right back,
He already had,
and right back to the same wing.
Right, he wasn't even in general population. He's already in protective custody. He already had security detail. So how the hell did you get stabbed up? Oh yeah, I know. This is all a thing. Your buddies got together and y'all said, okay, we're gonna make this look like you were ambushed. So, you know, judge will have leniency. You know, your sentence will get lowered, and I hope they don't buy it. I haven't heard anything about this new appeal since the stabbing, you know. But I mean, I hope they don't buy it, but it's clearly obvious. That man has never been in general population since he set foot in that prison because of the level of the case. So
yeah, but they're always constantly working. Even when you think a case is closed and done with, it's never closed. They're always, when you hear them talking about appeal, they're already setting up for it. So
yeah, all the time. So definitely be on the lookout for that. If I come across any new updates, I will let you know as always. And coming around the bend to the last two stories of the evening, I can combine this one with another one. So it'll be a 2-for-1 kind of situation, but let's talk about it. So this situation with Darnell at Arlington. The same man who had bone spurs, same man who, you know, doesn't understand why people give up their lives, you know, basically to serve the country that they love, and protect the freedoms of not just, you know, people that vote like them or look like them, but for all of us, right? He's at Arlington doing what he does best, taking photos because he's a TV guy, right? And because people start talking about him disrespecting the military and not being fond of the military, what does this fool do with his gang of photo op folks? But go to Arlington when they're honoring soldiers that died in Afghanistan during his administration, might I add. And people talk about there was no wars or nobody died under Trump's administration. Bullshit. People died in Afghanistan under his administration. That's where he was going to go lay a reef, which there was no schedule. And see, this is where I don't like that media, other parts of government still do to predicate to this bullshit. He is no longer the president of the United States. He don't get access to do that when he feels like it. That all goes through the president, and the president will say, yes, so-and-so can do it. Yes, Obama can go and do it. If the president says no, they can't do it. So the fact that he set up this whole little thing to do at Arlington, laying a reef, which is something that is only bestowed to the president of the United States, unless the sitting president ushers it and says, hey, Trump, do you mind doing this for me here? Hey, Obama, you mind doing this? That is the only kind of duty of an ex-sitting president, right? But no, he took it upon himself, went to Arlington to take photos with these families of some of the people, some of them, because he still ain't met with the black woman whose husband was killed, but he's met with the white families that were supporters of him. But granted, they were all soldiers, so they all get the same respect, but apparently not by him. So he's there, Arlington. The military, of course, they're very, that's a very sacred place. They are very strict about the things you can do in Arlington. They tell you right as you're pulling up, no cameras, no nothing. You can't come here. You can't come pulling up there with certain stuff on your vehicle, playing loud. You can't do a lot of things pulling up to Arlington. It is a sacred place. Not only that, it's still, there's a museum. There's General Lee's home up at the top of the hill. When they, basically was threatening to arrest him upon the start of the Civil War, he fled his home, and it turned into a kind of burial ground for a lot of the Union soldiers. And then once the war was over, he never came back to claim it, so they just made it a cemetery, but they left the house intact. So the house is a museum. The slave quarters are still there. However, the grounds are a cemetery. So needless to say, you can't take pictures. You can't do a lot of stuff. So as Darnell was prompting up to take pictures and use the pictures and the video for his campaign advertisement, a female soldier told him no, they couldn't do it. Aides from his camp, meaning Darnell's camp, shoved and pushed the lady, assaulted her. No charges were filed even after it went through a military tribunal because she dropped the charges. Now, theory is she dropped the charges because she didn't want to be attacked by Trump fans. Because, of course, once she filed the charges, that would expose her name, identity, and everything else. And she could be opened up, her and her family and friends could be opened up to attack by Trump fans. So she opted not to. Not saying that even though she didn't do it, that it still wouldn't happen. So that argument kind of falls flat for me. But word is that was kind of her thing and not pressing.
No, you know what happened with pat. That's what going on.
I mean, I mean, what other? There's nothing else to say. Like, first of all, as the former commander in chief, you already know that space, right? And what that space means, and then the regulations.
No, but he doesn't. He doesn't.
He doesn't care.
I mean, he knows he doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care, and that's very obvious.
The first thing he always says was, "What? It's somebody's fault. I don't know. It wasn't me. I didn't know." It's how you not fucking know. That's with everything. You lying scum sucking. Rico, why your boy such a lying scum sucking bastard?
Like he never, takes responsibility for
But
anything.
nothing. It's always somebody
Everything
else's
is
fault.
always
And
like,
but he's the asshole that follows behind him,
Yeah.
follows behind everyone else.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, I just feel like that was a pretty low blow. Being somebody who, again, as the president, you are commander in chief of the armed forces, right? So if not for nothing, your respect for the armed forces should be top tier, right? But it seems like the only thing you respect out of the military are government contracts, because of course your rich friends get richer,
Right.
the corporate people, and dealing with
now
the contracts, getting the money for the guns, and all the planes and whatever other contracts you will get.
Now remember too, these were the suckers,
right,
that went and fought these wars,
right, that he never understood why,
that he
or
never
didn't want
understood
to
why.
go pay tribute to him in the rain because his hair may get messed up. But you'll
Now
go
remember
do this.
too. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, now remember too, early in his administration, there was a young black woman. Her husband had been killed. She had a small
I know,
child,
yeah, that's
and
what I
all
was
the.
just talking about.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it. And when they brought him back, he was it was nothing but parts.
Yeah,
And he said something real insensitive to her that it made the news. That type of thing. But why does this man constantly just get the shit all over all of these rules that everybody else is supposed to adhere to? And he constantly does it, and everybody's like, "Oh, it makes a moment, and then it disappears, and nobody ever addresses the issue. Why wasn't it enforced?"
I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't, you can't get me to even wrap my head around it. The only thing I can think that they kind of give an excuse to is that he's not a politician, so he's not used to following the protocols of Washington. You could have said that maybe in 2016. You can't
But
say
that's
that
why you
after
have
he's
people.
been
You have
president.
people around you,
Right. But you can't say that after he's been president for 4 years. Like we're not gonna act like he hasn't been the commander in chief for 4 years. He has. So he knows, the level of respect for certain things. And granted, you may not respect Congress and how stuff flows with, making laws and all that kind of stuff. But the least you could do is respect the men and women that serve and may have fallen due to their service. That's the least you could do. And the fact that you don't even give that respect, but then people go, well, he the military respects him. People in the military are like, I can't see it.
I don't know why. I really don't know why.
I really can't see it, to be honest with you.
And not only that, I mean, just his whole
welcome,
history.
everybody. Mm-hmm.
His whole history with the military.
Right.
His
bone spurs.
Yeah. Here you have people, you shit on people that have given their lives.
Right.
So you and your family, who never served in any of the conflicts,
right,
can continue to do what you fucking do, which is absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Straight up. And I'm also thinking about when COVID first broke out, and there was an aircraft carrier that was over, I believe, in the China Sea, and this was like at the very beginning. And the captain of the ship, he was panicking because he didn't know what this virus was. His whole crew was sick, and they ended up fire. I never knew you could fire a captain that was serving in the service during this time. It's not as though he abandoned his ship or anything and abandoned his crew.
He just exposed the lack of care that they were receiving.
Right.
And he had men and women that were sick. Some
that were sick, and they did not know, and they were dying. And they did. I mean, you were in a closed environment, being on that ship. And I'm just thinking about just his history with the military, the way that he abandoned And when he pulled out of, was it Afghanistan? I believe it was
Yeah, it
Afghanistan,
was
and
Afghanistan.
that's how those people were killed.
Mhm.
And even the assets, the people that were helping, that were native to those
Right.
countries, how they just abandoned, and they were jumping on the aircraft carrier on the landing gear, trying to get out
I'm gonna get out.
on a couple of the last flights.
Yep.
And
It's
he is
like,
such a patriot. But then too, when I see those country fried motherfuckers talk on TV, and just some of the shit that come, I mean, they are the dregs,
right.
literally the dregs. They're poorly educated. They're not aware of anything. Really what's going on in the world. They live in their little bubble out in the county with the chickens and the hens. Okay.
And I mean, and granted, I guess in some sense, some of them feel unheard, but it's just like education is not an opportunity that only certain people get. It's just like, and especially them. And when I say them, I mean the saltines. You had it. You had the opportunity to do it.
If you're white and you fucked up your privilege, that's on you.
That's on you, right? I don't know what to say
you.
about you squandering your privilege, and now that the reality has set in that there are some people who don't look like you who are surpassing you in areas of your life. Now you want to kind of take that back and reel it back in, but it's like it's out the jar now. You can't kind of put it back in.
And we know you're stupid. That's the bad part. We know you're stupid, and the shit you say. If you could just look at our looks on our faces.
But that's dangerous too, because then you have the people like the Bobitts and the Taylor Greens in Congress pushing out the same kind of shit, which is
space lasers and all the rest of that shit. Yeah. And what was she doing? Giving hand jobs at the theater?
Oh God, yeah, she was. That's Bobitt.
I hope he ain't splashed on stage. But anyhow. But yeah, you have these if you squander your white privilege. And see, that's why that's another reason why too they wanted to do with abortions. Because they want to breed more underclass.
More white folks. Yeah, of course.
More that will follow you blindly, because this country belongs to us. It's America, and we need your help. We need you to go out here populate it. Motherfucker, yeah, you're gonna be a slave too out there picking cotton and okra and all that other shit. But knowing damn well you're going to be hungry first, because you don't know what you're doing. When you think about how they look down upon the migrants that come over and work these fields and things, they know what to pull, what to pick, and what not to pick.
Okay.
So then you'll figure it out real quick that you don't know everything, and you let somebody else do the thinking for you. And now you've condemned maybe a couple of generations of your family.
Okay. So in that same vein, because there's another story that was basically talking about Darnell, of course, and his kind of jabs at Kamala Harris for her just becoming black. I thought that was interesting. First, I feel it weird that the media even asked that question, but I know why they ask it, because they still ride on the coattails of whatever he says brings numbers and viewership.
So sounds like YouTube.
They keep riding that wave until the wave dies down, but this one doesn't seem to be dying down anytime soon, even though the quote unquote their polls don't have him so favorable right now at this moment. But I just wanted to ask you real quick, anybody in the chat, you can answer. Why is she so quiet on the race thing? I mean, granted, you could follow the trajectory of her life and realize that she is black and she represents her blackness
I mean, that's
through
but
her
that's
actions. But go ahead.
but that's the way that they've classified. Everyone is classified under a certain description,
Yeah,
and for a fact you could have Oriental eyes, but if your skin is as dark as mine, you're still black.
like Tiger
Plain and
Woods.
simple. Yeah.
Tiger,
Well,
who's
you don't come up with any new.
come out
Come on, that's
against,
what.
he's recently come out against Kamala Harris, basically having an issue with her, and I'm like, you not Mr. Creation, not.
No, he was Blasian or some shit. Was he? Yeah, he was Blasian or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Because they were calling him something else. I was like, no, But these are you know what, too? Everybody should, if you get a chance, talk to somebody from Africa, and the way that when they come over here, they see how everything's broken down by black, white, whatever. Because one person explained it to me. He's like, I just don't understand. This is the color red. And I was like, yeah, it's the color red, but y'all call it cinnamon something. And then there's another one that's a little lighter, and it's called this and this and this. And it's like so many categories. It's like, what's the point? It's still red. You just say it's a shade of red.
right.
But with her, and the whole color thing, I wouldn't say anything either, because you need to show these crackers that they are racist to their face, and it's filmed.
What?
So let them go ahead, and later on, when everything dies down, you actually get to look at it later on and say, see, this is what you look like to us. So.
Right. But he's always looked that way. That's why I never understood people's. I mean, some of them I get their thing towards him because he's saying the same stuff that they're feeling, right?
Yeah, because he did it with Obama.
Right, exactly. That's what I was just.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing with Obama. His birth record. So what? His father is from wherever else, and his mama got a piece of African goodness, right. And
and the rest is history. Yeah.
And the rest is history, and it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is. It is what it is. But you play the race card because there's always going to be a us and them.
Yeah, very true.
And no matter what, he'll sit up there and say, "We're all Americans." No, we're not all Americans. We're not all one cohesive group. We'll never be. We will never be, because it has never was. It never was.
Right. No.
It never was.
That part is true. All right. And in some more uplifting news, the nation's youngest president of a historically black college and university has been installed in Grambling State.
Good.
Yeah.
Now we need some more
in history. Right. Yeah, it would be awesome to have some more. Let's see. I was looking for his name. So Dr. Martin Lemire Jr.
I thought you were going to say Umar Johnson.
Oh, no, I wasn't about to say Umar Johnson. He is the youngest president of any historically black college and university. He's actually got his bachelor's degree from Grambling. Then he went on to what did I read that? Down here, he got his accounting degree from Grambling. Then he went on to George Washington University and his doctorate in business administration. He went on to the Shamika Business School in Paris. He is also a member of the Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. He served on the United Way of Central Maryland's Board of Directors. It doesn't really say how young he is to be the youngest. don't think I saw that as I was skimming through it earlier. No, it doesn't say how young he actually is. But yeah, it doesn't give an age. That's interesting. Because I always thought they were older anyway. I mean,
yeah, they're usually much older.
Usually my president was older. The woman, when I got there freshman year, she was on her way out from this whole scandal thing.
Oh,
so it was like a high bye. Like I think I seen her maybe once or twice. And then she was out. And then the new president came in, and he was much older. He's gone on to glory now, but yeah, but that's cool. I mean, it should be more. It should be more in a lot of the places, higher learning. Maybe to bring a different spin to a lot of these universities that have been so structured in the Caucasian way of education that maybe bring in some young. It's like Congress bringing some new ideas, some younger ideas to a lot of these institutions could change some things around.
Yeah. You know why he may have been relatively young? He may not have had to take a pause to raise a family or stop his education for whatever reason.
Right.
Back in the day, most of those people, you just couldn't go straight through. You either didn't have the money, you had to stop and work.
That's true.
So it's like in phases. So maybe he was lucky enough to keep going straight through without any interruptions. Because once you stop,
yeah,
they say, "Oh, I'm taking a break from school."
Take a break.
Motherfucker, you ain't never going back. What you talking about?
Once you take a break, that's it.
Hey, Haitian princess, how you doing?
But yeah, so that's that on that. And that's all the news I have for today. So thank you so much. If there's any news articles and stuff, some of you that send me stuff, how to do it. Instagram is where I'm mostly at. So if you see something, you can send it to me, DM me, Instagram, Facebook. Sometimes I'm there, but mostly Instagram. And yeah, I do appreciate these stories. All right, so let's switch gears. Once again, thank you everybody for coming in. And we're going to switch gears to, of course, the segment I like to call Who Said That, where we talk about everything else other than news and politics. Sometimes it still gets in there.
Hey, who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who is this saying that? Who said that? Who said that?
Bear with me because I was supposed to get my drink, but I didn't. So this is gonna be an interesting one. So let's get right into it. Yeah. So I was supposed to download this video. It's on my community wall. It's Bree Move for Me or Bree Dance, whatever. It's Brianna dancing. It's Palm Reader did this video short. It's funny. It's catchy. Definitely check it out, please. It is very fun. Give her a thumbs up. Subscribe to her channel. She has a lot of other ones. She did one with Lemon and Shakim for Vegas, which was funny. And it's good-hearted fun. It's nothing mean-spirited.
Yeah,
it's definitely just poking fun. But it's funny, and the lyrics are hilarious. Talking about nobody cares that you smell sour. That you need a shower. Just shake your ass or shake it for Bree, shake it for me, Bree, or something mess like that. But it is hilarious. So definitely check it out. It is on my community wall. I would have had it here, but I was trying to contact so I could get the okay to play it, but that didn't come through. So I don't want to. I'm not gonna be like everybody else and just play it and hope they don't strike me. But no, just go to the community wall. It's already there, and check it out. The graphics are funny. I know that's not completely her doing a lot of the stuff, but
you could have fooled me.
It is an AI.
I tell you what.
Generated. of her face.
The one I always laugh at is the when she's coming out of the the sub shop
Oh yeah.
with and he but she has that look. You ever see Dora the Explorer Swiper? Swiping or swiping, always look like he stole something. Like I was like over it. Woo.
Funny. I like the airport ones. Like she's in the
That
plane,
oh
all like compressed. Yeah,
yes, it is funny. Definitely go over to the community wall. It is funny as shit. You want a good laugh?
Yeah, definitely check it out.
And check out her page. She has some funny shit
Yeah,
on there.
definitely check out Palm Reader's page. It is definitely some stuff in there that'll make you laugh. Speaking of stuff that'll make you laugh, read The Heart of Philadelphia today. Read the dog doo-doo shit out of Mr. Dimples. Okay. It was horrible. It was almost like she's been dying to do it. Like soon as she saw her up
save
there,
it up on it.
Yeah, as soon as she saw her up there, just wanted to see, what Miss Obesity was gonna say. I was like, because if she don't say nothing, I ain't gonna say nothing. But I when you ignite the cancer petty in me, there is never a moment. I don't care if you aren't saying anything about me. If I feel it, if it come across me to say something, I'm gonna say it. So, and that's why I don't like to ignite that button. But I was just over there for a second, like, let me see if she says something. Go ahead, Obesity, say it. And I didn't say that name. That came from another content creator that's been going after her. She named her Obesity. So I said, oh, that works. That works. I mean, because a lot of people had a problem with me calling her bitch. So Obesity works. Obesity works. I'll go with Obesity. Diabetes, congestive heart failure, all those other names. But anyway, Reed's over there, and soon as Mr. Dimples, and I call him Mr. Dimples because he has a tendency to be in the background of people's Twitters, like myself and others, collecting photos like some old creep. And then when somebody else on YouTube, like a VS or anybody's asking for him, you're flooding them with all these pictures and things that you've collected from people. Like, grow up. Grow the hell up. I mean, I get it. Nobody can do that to you because you look so stunning, right? Damn creep. But yeah, read The Heart of Philadelphia, drug that bald-headed scallywag to death. It was hilarious. Definitely check that out. I couldn't tell you the minute mark because I was only there for a second listening. When she started going, I was just there listening because didn't have a rebuttal. Mr. Dimples did not have a rebuttal, but go feed your kids. And like, girl, that's tired. Just as tired as that picture that you got there with that nasty wig on and your bald-headed bowling ball head looking like cousin It with the whole wig and face set. But I don't know. Definitely check it out. It was interesting. Let's see what else.
Hey, Just Lovely, how you doing?
Hey, Just Lovely, hot. I'm still waiting on Jay Wilson to basically say who it was that rejected me. I'm still waiting on that one. You notice how he went quiet and real silent after he had so much to say. He's silent now, though. Yeah, and keep it that way. But I'm still waiting for the person. Whenever you're ready to drop a name, so I can drop some too. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But other than that, it's been pretty silent. I'm not sure if Ness No Mess has come live yet with her. It's the third. Today is the third, and she's supposed to come live today to talk about her version of Vegas and who she basically has been side-eyeing or feeling away about since the trip, on the trip, during the trip, all that good stuff. I don't know. So that'll be interesting. Of course, we've heard everything from Shakim smelled like a billy goat to
It had to be hot as shit.
Via Rebel. No, but not just the Billy Goat. Let's see. We got Billy Goat. We got Smelt Like Vegas. Let's run that by again. From Honest Row, he smelled like Vegas.
What does Vegas smell like?
That's my conundrum. I don't know.
Was it alcohol or
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what Vegas.
Human fruit juices? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Humid, a desert musk, maybe. Almost like a fragrance. Desert musk.
Was it real hot? Or was it the dry heat?
It was hot, but it wasn't like, oh my God. Like it wasn't that bad. Like usually when you think of August and summer, you think like killer, like, oh God, this is gonna be the worst. But it wasn't that bad.
So it wasn't I'm in Africa, save the children, flies all over me heat.
No.
Okay.
No, it wasn't that. And plus we weren't walking around. I mean, I personally would not have been walking up and down no strip, just aimlessly walking in no heat looking stupid. That's just not. I didn't do it the first time I went. I didn't do it the second time I went. I was damn sure not doing it the third time. So no, I don't know. But I don't think nothing that a good shower wouldn't have helped. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like things don't. The math ain't mathing, right? What makes sense, right? And taking feelings out of it, because I don't know the man, and I'm not trying to necessarily shame him in any way, but just looking at it kind of as a kind of Rubik's cube and kind of figuring it out. Dude ain't have no room. Like the room he may have went to in the very beginning when he first got there was not like his room. It was just the room he was kind of there to probably freshen up or whatever, and he probably was smoking in the room to kind of get himself together, which got him kicked out of said room. Okay. So then he had to like couch surf with Lemon and Ness and them, right? But in that time, he may have been able to shower, but it's like one shower, and you can't do no place like Vegas. Well, personally, I don't do no one shower, not in no place like the Vegas. Like that's at least at minimum 2 to 3, and that's a minimum. Because it's like you go outside, you walk around a little bit, whoosh, and you could all day.
Yeah, because you're constantly changing.
Think, oh, I'm gonna dry off, and it's all gonna be that sweat and that funk is in the fabrics. So when you walking around,
baked in,
right, it baked in literally. So when you walking around and you thinking you done dried up, and the sweat is gone, the odor from that sweat is still lingering. Now, I did hear before the trip he washed clothes, so it could have been a situation where he washed the clothes, but he didn't wash them well enough, where they were still kind of like that kind of damp, where it gets that kind of mildew smell. So maybe that's what people were referring to as the Billy Goat smell or whatever. Don't know.
That's why we have gain and bounce.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That was my next thing. That's what gain is for. That's what the overly fragrant detergent and those little pellet things, that's what they're for, to kind of make everything smell like, even though you may feel funky, it helps, so when you're around folks. Yeah, I just think it was a learning experience for those people who haven't participated in a kind of beef sector field trip, so to speak, because everything is critiqued on a level like that, which is why I didn't mind obesity necessarily critiquing, because that's what people do. But it was like, girl, what you going far, and I ain't even, Ain't nobody even going there with you. You didn't even have to say the things you said. But since you said them, let me now say my part. And that's usually where it is. Like, I don't mind the critique or the whatever. It's normal. It's what people do. I mean, you people have no lives anyway. You sitting at home looking at somebody else on vacation. So obviously, like, enjoy. But when you going like really like, okay, that's a bit unnecessary, especially if you looking at your own condition and the way you look. It's like, yeah, let me check you real quick, because I understand. I know you suffer from Delulu, right? And it's really bad. I mean, it's so bad that obesity got a new vehicle, right? Allegedly, we don't know if it's a rental. It might have been a rental, because maybe old Tonka truck was getting repaired, right? Because them shocks they traumatized, okay?
And
So
struts. Struts be strut.
They glide. They don't strut. They glide.
And they don't make them like a deuce in the quarter no more. You hit a lump.
No.
You used to float across that shit. You don't do that shit no more.
So I'm thinking, old Battle Axe had to be serviced, right? So she got a rental, and when the car dealerships do it, they give you the same vehicle. So it's like, you don't go from a Mercedes to an Accord or Mercedes to a Nissan. You are still in a Mercedes. It's just a different type of Mercedes. It could be a more sedan type, or it could be another SUV, depending, right? So she's like, "Oh, take a ride with me." She was going to pick up her godson or whatever. And I just happened to see, because I happened to see this short. When I tell you this obesity, I was about to say the B word again. I had to stop myself. She might as well had a drop top. It had a sunroof, but it might as well have been a drop top. Her head was poking out of the sun. The top of her head was like literally out the sunroof. If she didn't look like Rasputia in the picture that I posted on the community wall, I give it up. She looked like Rasputia for real. Like, I was like, why is her head so hot? I had to get in my own vehicle and like do this test to really understand the level of, damn, that's a big, like, your head was like here, the roof of the car is here and your head is here, and you sitting up here acting like, I like this. This is nice. Ain't no way.
They all folded up in there, huh?
And who? Nobody can sit behind her but an adolescent child or children. There's no way no grown adults would get. That is a one-seater, okay? A one-seater with room in the, with room in the back for snacks. If your child is bigger than a bag of chips,
they can't go.
They can't
you
fit.
can't go.
They can't fit. Okay. So I'm sure they were small children or a small child that got in the back about the size of a bag of potato chips or so. Her snack thing. Because it looked tight. It looked very tight. Extremely tight in there.
It wasn't just a look.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Not to even make fun. I really hope it was a temporary situation. I really hope this was not a permanent trade and you really purchased this vehicle. Because if that is the case, girl, please take it back. For your own safety, take it back. Because that is delusion at its finest. I know you suffer from Delulu, but that really, you need to go get some pills for that, because that's crazy. The sunroof was like the top of her head. Sunroof is just like, hey, you might as well just have a drop top. Just get a drop top. You look so uncomfortable. No way were you going anywhere. Like, it's like you getting out of that was a challenge. You getting out of that was like the Olympics. You know, you getting out of that.
You
I know
get a
people were
bronze
going-
medal for that one, huh?
You get a medal for getting out the shit to and from the store. I know people were sitting in their cars like, damn, just watching her get out as if they were watching a whale at SeaWorld or something. Like when you're walking an underwater thing and you're just like, wow, you're amazed by the size of these large beasts and how they can gracefully flow through the water. And you're like, wow, how does this big beast get out of this little vehicle? And
y'all know we've all done that. Sit in the car for extra 5 minutes just to watch this.
Right.
Just stay right here.
Right. Don't move.
And just don't move. Just watch.
Let's watch the beast get out.
Look at
Look
that
at
shit.
And as you watch the car,
because we've all done it. We have all done it.
As you watch the car either rise or shimmy shake as the person gets in it or get out. And you be like, God damn, look at the pressure that motherfucker left in that car. They go, whoop, whoop, and it just bounces up real high. Yeah, I really hope for the sake of Mercedes everywhere that was just a rental while your car is being repaired, while old Battle Axe is being repaired. Because Battle Axe is used to your girthiness, right? The new vehicles aren't used to you, right? And they're not made like Bertha. You know, Bertha could hold you a little bit. The other ones, they ain't used to that. And that car you was in wasn't used to you. Yeah, you tried to act like you was cute and everything with your little glasses and shit, but honey, you was all up here. Your head was at the roof. Like there was no room. When what's her name? What's the fat one name in Norbit? When she was talking about the car shrunk, and he was like, no, honey, it's not shrunk. Maybe it's you. You know, I felt at that moment that you was having a reverse. I'm skinny. I'm a skinny girl. I'm a skinny black girl in this beautiful car, and I'm a bad bitch. And no, you was more like I'm a big girl, had too many sandwiches in this car. Not a bad bitch, but too many sandwiches. So I think the idea was good and encouraging, but the actual follow through would have been a no. I would have just asked for another SUV, you know, being that my car is being serviced and I'm used to an SUV and I'm kind of a big person. I would have preferred an SUV. Yeah. I mean, I know, you know, because the scale said you dropped 5 pounds. You thought, oh, I'm skinty and I'm gonna squeeze my big ass.
No, you did not say skinty.
I'm gonna squeeze my big ass in this little car, because I'm gonna upstage these bitches. But you looked very confined, if I could use that word to be nice, in that car, right? But again, shout out to Mercedes for making a vehicle strong enough to even hold you through the weekend as you was going to and from the Florida streets in that little car with all that weight. That's a blessing. That is a blessing. So shout out to the German engineers of Mercedes. Good God. That bitch could have had a drop top. I'm just saying she should have had a drop top because it was pretty much a drop top. It was head in the it was bad. It was bad. But on a lighter note,
you dumb. You are dumb.
That was heavy. So on a lighter note, Sean put together a short of the trip as he always does when we go on trips. So definitely check that out. That was pretty cool. That's on his say Sean Bradley / Thriving Living and something else channel. So definitely check that out. And I think that was about it. Oh, yes. No, that's not it. I saw Deliverance.
Oh, you actually watched?
Yes. and I could smell Brianna's nappy pussy.
When
But
I heard that, I howled.
I was watching because everybody was just taking that clip and putting it everywhere. So that's all I could see was, I smell your nappy pussy. And I'm like, where is this from? What is this about? Then I was like, oh, this is from the movie that did, Lee Daniels. With his back again best friend Monique, right? Who he couldn't pay, and okay, right. I think it was a play, if you ask me. It smells more like a YouTube money grab than anything.
All those years though, god damn.
Yeah, because you're trying to cash in big, But so yeah, they're back again doing films, and there is The Deliverance. It's like Exorcist, but for Black church people. Deliverance. That's what it reminds me of.
Been delivered.
So that's what it reminded me of. Glenn Close is in it. She plays the mother to Roberta, who I cannot unsee Roberta as, that's her character name, but I can't unsee her as Billie Holiday. I tried. I really did try. You said Deliverance scary? Not okay. So
I laughed. I mean, it's like to me, it was your comment.
Like horror movies. Like, I like horror movies. I like scary movies. I was not scared. If that helps.
Yeah.
If that helps,
you could watch it. You could watch it.
I definitely think anybody can watch it. You won't be scared. There was a lot of comic relief in it a little bit. I
don't know if that was purposely done. I just think that's just the way we are, because it was a black movie.
No,
and it was just so much stuff. It
was like, even with the interaction, say like with Monique and her client and the mother. Yeah, I think that was Andrea Day. Yeah, I was trying to think of her name. And Glenn Close, I think that was a lot of ad lib, that made it, because it was kind of catchy and funny. But that's what I mean when I say there's funny tidbits. There's a lot of dialogue that turn it from being so dark and kind of scary to kind of funny. Like when the boy did the thing and she's talking to the doctor about, what emergency button was I supposed to press? When it, like climbing up the walls and shit. What am I supposed to press? There's no button for this motherfucker's climbing up the wall.
And I'd have left him locked in that room, and I'd have went on about my business.
Right. It's like she stood there the whole time, like, little nigga, you touch me, I'm gonna knock your ass out. But I would have just left him, like,
left his ass right behind that glass.
That's it. That's all.
I was like, "Ooh, look at that shit!" And that's what it'd have been like too. Ooh, look at that shit. Right. But it was to me, it wasn't scary. I chuckled through it. It was funny, just especially the dialogue between the characters.
Yeah,
it was pretty all woman cast.
Yeah, some parts were.
And we all know these people. That's the thing that they got me in a lot of these neighborhoods. We know the mother and daughter combination, even if the mother's not white,
right?
That argue like that.
Mm-hmm.
She told her mama that she was gonna punch her in the face or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And the mother with a straight face, smoking a cigarette, tried, bitch. And not unfazed, and it's the attitude, because she was unfazed.
Right.
But it's like, this is how they talk to each other all the time. It's like they curse at each other all the time. We all know these people.
Right. Very true. But definitely a movie to check out. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it.
It definitely made me laugh.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna go to sleep, because I usually do. I go to sleep on movies that I watch for the first time, and then I gotta watch it again because I done fell asleep. But no, it kept my attention. I was up the whole time, so it was definitely a good one. It's definitely a good one.
Now, the only thing that got me was the two pastors. The first pastor, when the mother went to ask for help,
and
And she was
said,
like,
you know,
"We don't
I
do
don't
that.
do
We don't do
that.
that here.
We don't do that here. You got to go to
We
another
don't do that here.
church.
You got to go somewhere else."
But I mean, but
I,
that's usually it. Like but
right.
that's the
No,
reality
we'll
of
take your money,
right.
but
We ain't
anything else that's going on in your home, she could have pointed her, at least pointed her in the direction of these
of
people
somebody.
have
Mhm.
experienced or somebody else, but she could have just said, it's not something that I'm equipped to do.
Yeah.
Because that fucking demon has snatched her ass down the hell too. Because they all working together.
Right.
The
Right.
demon snatching souls, and she's snatching the congregation's money.
She's snatching pocketbooks.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was a bit crazy. And then
And
the
the
other
other,
character, who
yeah, I
was the
can't remember
mother.
her name, Ingenue.
I
I
can
can't
never
remember her
remember.
last name, but she,
Yeah,
she played
she
the other pastor that was actually doing
mhm.
the
The
deliverance,
deliverance. Yeah.
the delivered. She was doing the
AKA
delivery.
the exorcism.
I kept looking at that damn tracksuit she had. I was like, what the? And I'm looking and I'm thinking, aren't you supposed to have a robe on or something and with a cross or
No,
whatever?
she needed to be comfortable. Okay.
Uh,
She wanted to get her
yeah,
ass. She wanted to get her ass beat in comfort. Okay.
she got it handed to her. I tell you that much.
She
But
did
I kept looking at.
indeed.
I just couldn't get past the damn jogging suit. I was like, but then when she explained to them and told them the story of the previous family that had issues,
Mhm.
and that she obviously didn't get rid of the demon.
Right.
So you think I'd have let this, excuse the expression, how you think I'd have let this bitch come back and try again?
Well,
Because
she
the other family didn't make it.
didn't
Okay,
make it. No, they don't
we
make
don't get
it.
no second, chances
No.
to get this thing right.
Well, I think she felt like she had the training to get it right this time.
How do you have
And
training in some bullshit like that?
and Andrea Day was at her wit's end, so she didn't have time to kind of go through a plethora of folks. She was trying to get her kids
Well,
healthy.
yeah, once I guess she came to the realization of what was actually going on.
Mm.
And it was basically because of her mother.
Mm.
Because her mother was in, she had found the Lord and everything. So
Mhm.
she kind of recognized when she ran out and got that big ass cross.
It
She
felt
got
was
the
a rush.
industrial strength. This cross had to be like this thick
Yeah.
all the way around. This thing was huge. I was like, how's that thing gonna hang up on the wall?
It's one
But
of them things that you actually find in a Catholic church.
yeah, that you could use
Right.
as a weapon.
Right.
Okay.
Knock somebody
But
clean out.
the fact that her mother had now, found some inner peace and, had
Mhm.
found the Lord, that she was able to recognize what was going on.
I don't think she recognized it at first either. Because remember when the kids, something happened in the room and she was outside of the room, but the mother was someplace else, and she thought she had threw them up against the wall.
Against the wall. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, you know what too? They were such a dysfunctional,
Yeah,
you know,
pairing.
yeah, the mother was an alcoholic and I guess possible other drug use.
Right.
Then she was just streetwise, and she was just angry because her and her husband had separated.
Mm,
That's what prompted this move. Then they
right.
moved a couple of times. So you just figure that they're all stressed out. Now you have your mother here who has cancer, has an illness,
Right.
and she's living with you. All the kids are crammed up into one little ass room.
Right. Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to sort through what was supernatural and what wasn't.
Right.
And that's even like the smell out of the basement.
Yeah.
A stray cat could have got down there, which it,
Which you did.
which it
Yeah.
was.
Right.
But with so many other things. But yeah, it gave me a chuckle. It wasn't as bad. But I tell you one thing: when Glenn Close took that wig off, we knew this was not a Tyler Perry production
Oh no,
because those wigs were 100% better.
yeah, definitely were.
And I mean, and they actually look like somebody took the time, went to the store, had it styled to your face and everything.
Right.
But the one part I did like
had some real money, some Netflix money. It wasn't cut no budget.
Yeah, no, and you try to do everything. You try to be the hairdresser, director,
right?
boom, man. What's the key grip? I never understood what the hell a key grip was. You ever read the thing there? Say, what's the fuck is a key grip? They grip the keys. I don't know. But anyhow, the one thing that the one part that I did like was when she was going for chemo and the guys were hitting on her.
Yeah.
You had the two.
Apparently, she's always been hitting on the guys in the.
Yeah, but she didn't let what it was showing was even though she was sick. Yeah. Because when the other woman that was sitting there and they were like, look at her, got her titties hanging all out.
Titties hanging out.
That
right.
You know, here you're going through a serious illness and just to feel sexy again, to feel normal.
Right.
You know, I like that part because the other woman was sitting over in the chair and she was like, and she had 15 minutes. Right. If she had 15 minutes left, she would have been doing good.
Right.
And they were sitting there and they said, how the hell you gonna both of you motherfuckers hooked up to the damn machines taking your chemo and you worry about her titties hanging out.
Right.
And she want her titties hanging out.
Who's she talking to? Like, it's her business.
But she pulled that man, didn't she?
She did.
She pulled that man. Now you know he'd have messed with that shit. His dick would have been glowing in the dark, and he all that goddamn clean. Well, your shit be all radiated. She using a little blue pill. Mm-hmm. You won't need no night light. You won't need no night light. But
like,
I like
why your dick glowing?
You know, try to have some sense of normalcy. That's even like because she's sitting there and she's trying on the different wigs and stuff, and it's like you never think about that. You just always think about when people are really ill. It's like I feel you feel bad,
right?
And I just want you want 15 minutes of normalcy,
right, yeah.
But yeah. But they got that Monique though.
Yeah, with the looks that they was shit, like every time Monique popped up, the mother looked like she wanted to beat the shit out of her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but when she told them when Monique was leaving the house,
she said, "You're crossing."
I said, "Yeah, you have a good day. You too, and your cockeyed ball." Mother, I was like, "Damn," but. I can say around in my neighborhood, yes, we've had white women that have integrated into the community. They have black children,
right?
And they sound just like that. Except for they usually have like a tinge to them. I don't know if they use a bronzer or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about just here in Baltimore,
right?
That it always seems to be a thing with black women that are in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean white women that are in the community, with the folk, and
to give them a little tan, so they don't.
Yeah, they always look like they're sun kissed, just enough where how they usually get real light and pale and everything. Right. That and their tone of voice,
like a Doja.
They speak, when they speak, and it's like something wrong because they don't sound right. And it takes you a minute. I guess it's code switching.
Yeah.
Because they sound just as street, even down to the tone. They have like a little bass or something. They don't sound all flighty and fluffy and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you stop and look.
Right.
And everybody know. I can say, like I said, I can say that. Yeah, we definitely had those type of women in the in the neighborhood, right, with with their families and things like that. So it's nothing unusual.
Yeah, but it definitely was a cool movie to check out.
It was definitely worth watching, especially now because they had a theatrical release. It was in the theaters first.
Oh, really?
And I think it stayed. Yes, they released it in theaters, limited release for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, and then it came directly to Netflix.
Oh, okay. Cool. I didn't know that.
So it did hit the hit
The
there.
box office a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, I guess do a little bit of both. But
Nice.
it's worth watching. It's not
Yeah,
trash.
it
I mean,
is.
it's not the Exorcist, and it's definitely not a Tyler Perry movie.
It just gives Exorcist Black.
Hmm
That's
Yeah,
what it
you know what? It always his movies remind me of the black exploitation films, like of the
Mm,
70s.
right. Yeah.
That type of genre. Yeah, it's on Netflix. And there's another one that's coming out too about black guy that's coming to visit in a small town and the sheriff steals his money.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's supposed to come out the 6th of this month. That's going to be on Netflix. That looks pretty good
Yeah,
too.
that looks good. Yeah, and then he gotta
I
kind of get his money
definitely
back.
want to see that. Yeah, he trying to get his money back and everything.
Mhm.
Um, but
And like,
yeah,
I done
that's
stole the wrong man's money.
and
Mm-mm-mm.
he put some whoop ass on them,
He
on the
sure
good
did.
old boys. It ain't the Dukes that has
No, he sure ain't.
it.
Let's see. I think that's it. That's all I got, guys. I don't think I can think of anything else.
Have you seen the Alien movie yet?
No, I haven't watched that yet.
Go see it. See it. It's worth seeing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's nobody that you know in it.
So
You might recognize the
the
face. She's not in it, but her voice is the voice of the computer.
Oh,
And one of the androids, remember in the original one, Bishop?
yes.
Well that actor had passed.
Right.
So they did that whole computer generated.
Oh, that was nice.
And it resembles him. It doesn't look exactly like him. It just resembles him because it's even a totally different model and everything else.
Okay.
But they have a new xenomorph, a new monster, and the guy that that's in the suit, it's not really he has prosthetics on, but he is actually that tall. He's like 6'7".
Wow.
But he's like the thinnest person of his height.
Ooh.
And his neck is like, this motherfucker's neck is like this shit. I ain't never seen nothing like it. His neck looks like it. I thought it was computer generated, but it wasn't, because he played basketball over in Europe.
Okay.
And he looks flat. You know how if you turn to the side, you little pudgy, you got an ass and shit like that.
Yeah.
But he's like this. If you turn him to the side, he's actually flat looking.
Wow.
But that was pretty good. It was worth seeing. Go matinee.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, go matinee. It was worth seeing.
Okay. Got a mask up in this place.
What? Again?
I don't like them. It depends. Certain places I'll be like, I always carry one on the ready as soon as I hear somebody.
I always keep the shit with me. It's almost like carrying the piece. I'm always staying lock and loaded.
Yeah. Well, especially
you never know.
as fall is coming,
Yeah.
Cuddle
man,
weather.
It's been cold as shit down here.
All right, it's about to be big girls. It's about to be big girl fall into a big girl.
You dumb. You are so dumb. Homosexual season.
I'm
Better catch him early.
Somebody about to get some all season. They're gonna be beating it up.
Well, that's when it's good to have extra folds. Just put it right here.
You don't even know where you putting it. I don't care. Just give me some grease.
You don't even need all that. I'm all sweaty now.
I'm about to use some of that bacon grease. Don't use it all. Oh God. Just blah. Anyways, but yeah, I will definitely check it out. All right, so I'll drop the link for a second. If nobody wants to come up, that's fine. But I usually do that. If anybody wanted to share anything or anything that they have seen or have a question or anything like that, you're welcome to hit it. I just ask that you be respectful, of course. Other than that, I ain't got nothing. Cuffing
They
season,
chafing season. Chafing season.
some people are always
Not
chafing.
chafing or cuffing.
Cuffing, yes, they all the same thing.
It's all friction.
But it's about to be time. She about to have a good old time. About to be fall. Then comes tax season. You got double whammy. Womp, womp, womp.
Chicka wah wah.
But then why did somebody talk about some LSA wanted to see her panties too? I said, who want to see them drapes? Who want to see them having? Don't nobody want to see the Pirates of the Caribbean sail. Don't nobody want to see that. Don't nobody want to see that. Don't nobody want to see that at all. I was like,
don't want to see a sail, big bloomer sail.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Nobody's going sailing on no pirate ship to see nobody's big underwear. No, thank you. Keep them things away.
Have you heard how's Rebel doing? Is he over his sickness?
He is getting better. Actually, I just spoke to him today. Asked him how he was doing. He is getting better, and he thanks everybody for their well wishes, thoughts, and prayers. Speaking of which, since I'm on here, who sent me a message? Miss Skillet. She sent me a message, and I relayed the message to Rebel. Okay, so if you watch this on the replay, I relayed your message, but you could send your own messages and you don't have to send them through me. Okay. But I did relay your message.
Yeah, you gotta be careful out here catching those rows. What goes on in Vegas don't always stay in Vegas, especially with these motherfuckers.
It should. I said, how the hell?
All things, but then too, when you work with the public,
right,
you don't know what you're coming in contact with.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. But fortunately enough for me, I don't. So.
I was getting ready to say, oh man, I know what I wanted to talk about. That woman that they found her. They found her body. Was it Wells Fargo? Was it Wells Fargo? Or was it Chase? One of those banks. She died at work. And they didn't find her until 4 days after.
She died at work where? No, I didn't hear this.
In the cubicle. Where you been? Yeah. I know y'all in the chat heard about the woman. I can't remember which bank it was.
She was dead at the cubicle the whole time.
For 4 days. 4 days. This woman laid. No, this woman was laid out.
It had to be a holiday weekend to in which it was like they worked on.
No, this wasn't the weekend. This was during the week. They came in. They said, "I smell something," but it could be.
No, but I'm just saying No, I'm not buying that. There's no way. Nobody went to her desk and said, "Hey, Shirley."
And I don't know why I didn't. You know what? I was going to send you a copy of it, but I figured everybody was talking about that shit, and I figured you'd have heard it already.
No, ain't nobody say, "Hey, Shirley, what you want for lunch?" And Shirley ain't nobody go bother Shirley. Ain't nobody go tap Shirley on the shoulder. Shirley, girl.
Nobody paid her no mind. After they even went back there. She laid out behind that in that cubicle. She's probably tucked in the corner, all the way up on the 3rd floor somewhere. But they kept saying they smell something. It's like, well,
damn, she didn't have no work friends. All that.
But you know what's funny? I'm
you ain't got no work friends.
I'm one of them scary motherfuckers when it comes to shit like that. It's like, I smell something, and it don't smell normal. It doesn't smell like a packed up sore. No, it's like this shit is wrong. This shit is wrong, and that doesn't smell like a rodent or a cat. Something's up.
It will.
But she laid there for 4 days. Now, how in the hell Look,
You ain't got no friends.
if we don't clock out on time after a certain
That's what I'm
time, we get a
saying.
text. We get a text, and they will clock you out.
But that's what I'm saying.
Themselves.
Somebody is a supervisor. Somebody is saying, "Hey," that's what I'm saying. Like nobody's asking about production. Nobody's like, "Hey, I didn't get
Her
that."
car sat for 4 days in the park. Nobody said, why is this
The
vehicle? Isn't
parking
this
lot,
so-and-so's
parking garage,
vehicle?
none of that.
That,
Like that.
So,
None of that. Mm-mm. They ain't
and you
like
know what they
her.
did? You know what they did?
She might have been the supervisor. She might have
They-
actually been the supervisor. Ain't nobody like that bitch. It's like,
They,
can't stand her ass. I asked her shit. She wound up passing
they
away.
cleaned her shit up and had her job posted the very next day. Don't y'all, these fucking companies, don't y'all be out here working yourselves to death, worry about these damn companies, because they don't give a shit about you, and they would never will.
That's because they ain't like her crusty ass for real. Ain't no way in the world you ain't got no work friends to be like, "Hey girl, you want some lunch?" Girl,
No,
you
nothing.
ain't move.
I'm glad that bitch ain't ass. She just laid her head on the desk. Leave her there. I know people like it.
She might have had some Chipotle.
Yeah, she all folded up now. Companies don't care about you.
Days?
Hell no.
No, I can't. No, not 4 days. That's crazy.
4 days. She laid there in the cubicle. But then too, nobody from her home saying mama's missing.
That's what I'm saying. She ain't got no friends, nobody to be like, no boyfriend, no husband to be like, where's my baby at? She ain't.
No, because he's probably.
That's what I'm saying. She was the supervisor. She was the mean old supervisor lady. Ain't nobody like it. Everybody was like,
had a whole bunch of enemies.
Yeah, everybody was like,
And that's some shit. They don't give a shit about you.
It's like, what's that smell? I thought it was Esmeralda's lunch. She always leave it in the back of the refrigerator after they clean it, and it be there for days.
Because that would have been the first thing. Whose turn is it to clean out the fridge?
Who done left that nasty ass lunch in there? Well, they gonna eat that nasty.
He telling the bitches about bringing fish.
Right. When you don't know how to cook, leave it at home. Surprise dishes and shit. Don't nobody want that.
Yeah.
That
was crazy as hell.
No, I did not hear anything about the lady being at the cubicle for 4 days dead.
But when you don't have any activity, when you clocking in and out, nobody says, or you have a no call, no show.
Right. So, well, there wouldn't be a no call, no show because the supervisor, whoever walked by and see her ass, like, oh, she's here.
No, she was probably the one to take. She was probably the one that would take care of all that shit. So none of that work got done.
But that's why I'm saying. That's why people were like, they wasn't really paying no mind because she was the person. So they ain't really, they ain't like her ass. No way. They wasn't asking her, girl, you want something for lunch? Give a shit what she want for lunch. I ain't asking her shit.
The Esmeralda found her.
Right. Dang.
Wait, who just died?
Esmeralda was sitting there talking about some, hello?
No, did she's been like, when she get the response to be like, no, I'm not doing that.
Well, at least that's one more ass she ain't gotta wash. Go ahead. She ain't gotta wash that ass no more. Yes, Esmeralda said, I am free. I am free, bitches.
Yeah, she was at Wells Fargo. That's my fucking bike. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I'm not surprised. Wells Fargo, them cheesy bastards.
Well,
who sat next to her? They probably weren't talking to her anyway.
That's what I'm saying. They ain't
found in her cubicle 4 days after last scanning into work.
Wow.
She was 60 years old. She was found dead on August 20th.
Ooh.
In Arizona. You know it's hot as fucking Arizona.
Yeah.
That shit.
Yeah,
Shows no signs of foul play. The only thing was foul was that air in there for 4 days.
It's probably that goddamn. Ooh, it just, I know it was funky. All them gases was being released, and they probably was walking around. I wonder. Smells like
Yeah,
pot roast.
she scanned it. She scanned in. she scanned it at 7 a.m. in the morning.
I wonder who
Or
made
the-
pot roast. Somebody who wasn't Caucasian had to tell them that ain't no pot roast. That smelled like a dead body.
You pronounce somebody dead.
Ooh, everybody's so creative.
You dumb. I hate that. I hate that woman. I hate when she says that shit. Because the people be fucking up all kinds of wasting money. You know, shit too expensive. Be wasting fucking money doing all that kinds of stuff. And that's why y'all don't be doing that potluck at your job. That's why you don't do that shit either. You don't know these motherfuckers. They dropping dead. Go to bathroom. These trifling ass don't wash their hands after they go to the bathroom.
Walking all over the food. And then they talk about something. Oh, I should go wash my hands. No, you should go make a whole new thing of food. Nasty.
Yeah, they damn pets are putting extra seasonings in there.
That lady picked her pet up with the gloves on, picked the pet up over the food, and then started to proceed to like continue to mix with her hands in the glove.
Nasty.
I didn't realize she was on camera doing it, and then she stopped and go, "Oh, I should change my gloves. Change your whole stomach." How about that?
Hell yeah! Because at my job, in a heartbeat, I don't eat anything from the job, and they famous for that shit.
No,
they famous for that shit. It's like, give me some overtime. I don't want no goddamn chips. No damn. Or they'll always get what's the other one? Is it Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A. Yeah, they'll have Chick-fil-A come in and shit like that. And I look at it and side it and make all my switch my feel face. I'm like, fucking. So I don't fuck with y'all anyway.
If I ain't around the first couple ones, especially if I know the office, if I'm not around the first couple ones to be in there to be like, okay, let me get these before people start picking over it, touching it, putting it down.
I don't fuck with none of that shit because I don't. You are my co-workers. I'm not eating from your fucking house. I don't know what you be doing because you're nasty. I see you. See all your all your nasty ass habits. And that'd be the day.
Kibbles and bits in your food.
And that'd be the fucking day that they.
That's why that dog.
They decide to put some extra special in there. I put some extra spices in there. The raisins are not spices. Yeah, potluck Taco Tuesday. Yeah, I was getting ready to say where I'm at. They always catering Chick-fil-A, and I don't fuck with them.
I put a little extra Alpo in the food.
and I'm laughing, right? Because I'm saying as many lesbians and homosexuals and whatever else is in here, y'all shouldn't be fucking with them either.
Right.
I said, evidently y'all don't keep up with shit that goes on.
No, they don't. Unfortunately, they don't.
I said, and y'all that don't speak English.
Oh goodness, child, that's a battle in and of itself.
That's some shit. Yeah, I should not be surprised. Wells Fargo, that's my fucking bank. They the most crookedest goddamn one. I was so glad I had my mortgage and shit paid off before they took over. I think they was Signet Bank before that. Yeah, ramen said. Yeah, and you know what too? That's the time when they do that potluck shit. That's the time that they get all them recipes off of the yeah,
a ramen salad.
A ramen salad. Some shit that he had laying around the house. He had a couple packs of ramen noodles, and then he figured he'd throw some broccoli or whatever else in there and mixed it all up. He saw that shit off of Pinterest. That's what he did. And you be mixing up, knowing damn well the shit that you don't eat, but you bring in. I had a coworker need around her and don't eat that shit. Yeah, I saw her kitchen. Right.
Oh.
Right. Because I don't know what you be doing. Do not know what you're doing. Let me see your nails. Yep.
Let me see your nails. Do your nails.
And that's like, and I tell these young girls at the job, I was like, y'all chase after these men. Look at their nails. Dirty ass nails. Dirty.
Dirty.
I said he want to be putting his fingers all wherever.
Right. Giving you old yeast infections.
You wonder why you growing plants out your pussy.
Pay attention, Brianna. That's why your pussy be stinking. Got them dirty fingernails.
Oh, that goddamn one you had up there with that woman in the stirrups. I was like, when I was younger, I wanted to be a gynecologist.
Yeah, you gotta pay
attention. I'm so glad I decided to be poor instead.
Don't be
because I just can't imagine that would be enough to turn. I was like every day.
And then some of them don't be the smelly. They don't be, the good smelling kind.
Yeah, because if it's not healthy, and they don't all come in there healthy. Nobody comes in when it's healthy.
Right. They come
like
in
doctor. I keep hearing a small cough.
They don't come in when it's a summer's eve. They come in when it's a winter's night.
A hot Vegas day. What you talking about?
Day, right? Smells like Vegas in my nether region. Hot and sweaty.
Oh boy, that's funny as shit.
Smell like Vegas, but he was all on that Vegas must until he couldn't be.
And speaking of Vegas, that Wiley clip, you saw that clip, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did you hear when he was talking to that woman? And he was like, I got a bomb. Don't you know I got a bomb?
Like, you got a bomb in here. She said, so I'm gonna blow it up. Okay, you still gonna go in there? Yeah, I'm sure.
Yep.
In there. Sure am.
It's
like, go ahead and blow up then. You're already in the wheelchair.
Yeah, and I was like, this motherfucker psychotic. He lucky he get.
You cursing people out and you talk about stuff you threatening to kill mofos.
Because he was holding up and they were looking at him like, please.
What the fuck is this crazy not doing? He on the phone. He's talking something, and Karen's on the phone right now crying, and I'm like, she probably like, there's a guy in here being crazy.
Maybe he just needed a place to stay. Maybe he had wore out his welcome.
Well, I think so. If he allegedly did what he did, which was the first little break he had while down there, this
was his second.
Yeah,
down there.
He had broke the neighbors or the roommate stuff. He broke some of his stuff and he broke some of the roommate stuff, and allegedly he was running through the streets naked. However, why
he always like taking his clothes off?
I don't know what for. Don't nobody want to see that.
And running down the street.
I seen it in person, like him in person, and his body type. Mm-hmm. No way, no ma'am.
Say no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No.
He running down the street.
No.
All hot.
It's huge. Just like looking at Sherman Clump just running down.
Yeah, I can just imagine. And I keep thinking about when he painted what's his face?
Wiley. I mean, Rico.
Rico.
Speaking of Rico, these little clips of Rico and his little boy toy and they nakedness on camera, but not show. Like the boy had a little thing tucked in between his legs, but they was clearly like without clothes. I'm like, what the hell are they? What the hell's going on here?
What is this? His OnlyFans or something?
No, I think he thinks it is. No, this was on his channel. I was like, come on, Rico, don't lose your channel again.
Shit, when he was naked, he was always naked every time I turn around.
Jeez. Apparently he got Stomp Down. He did Stomp Down did a StreamYard, and he clicked the link, and there he was apparently
Oh, jumping up and down, doing that
Yeah.
again.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
All I can think about is when Melissa would say, "I come here to hear some commentary. I want to see that shit."
That is funny. See your motherfucking penis everywhere.
God damn. And I got to turn this shit off. Click.
Right. That should be funny.
Unreal. Unreal.
Crazy.
So he's on that kick again, huh?
Yeah, he's definitely on it again. Poor thing. You need to get it together.
Go all the way up there. Be moving back down to be asking for another ride down.
Right. See, you ain't shit. You ain't shit.
Can I get a ride down?
Can I get a ride? I'll let you see it.
Thanks for the ride.
Right.
You think you can take me around the corner?
Right.
I tell you.
I ain't bathed in 2 days. I smell like Vegas.
Spicy.
I smell spicy. I smell like a high roller.
And you know what? and you know what? That motherfucker hop in that car and ride on up there.
He would. It would indeed.
Ride right on up there. Breaking the fucking sound barrier.
That's it.
I'll pay the tolls. That's what he'll say.
Don't even worry about it. I got it.
I got it.
I'll get these cash apps on the way. I'm going to pick up my friend.
I'm doing a good thing. The Lord would like me for that. He'd really praise me.
Good Samaritan.
Woo! That's funny as shit.
Crazy. Can't believe it.
Yeah, that's not even in Vegas.
Nope.
That's right. That's the
right
shit that goes on right here.
Right here.
Yeah, when they gonna have a Maryland gate? All these motherfuckers live too close. I'd be afraid.
Right. No, thank you.
It should be all unbalanced.
DC was close enough.
Mm.
DC was close enough, and I wasn't even that close to it at the time. I'm closer now than I was before. I'm okay. That's crazy.
Right around the corner. He right around the corner.
I liked it better when I was further
up.
Yeah,
you knew nobody was coming up to the mountains.
Right. Ain't nobody coming up there. You come there, you gotta announce yourself. You can't just come. You come, you get stuck.
You be
looking
yeah, you be up there. Ride up the fucking hills.
Yeah. Right.
Back up in there.
Come out, I smell your nasty, your nappy pussy. I smell you when you came.
Your nasty nigga pussy up there. Cause you up there between Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia.
Right. Yeah.
And you talk about some Twilight Zone shit.
Yeah. Shoot. Don't let some of them lights go down around.
It's getting dark. I got to go.
Got to get the hell out of Dodge. I ain't even trying to find out if it's a sundown town. No, thank you. It looks sundown to me.
And everything looks like it's a little town. It looks
everything
just
looks like the eyes have
like time has stopped. Like in the 60s,
Mm-hmm.
maybe early 70s. All the buildings.
Right.
I went to a Sears.
Come across some of the gas stations that actually look like the hills have eyes.
Yeah,
like, this shit really work? Oh hell no! I'm not getting gas from here.
Yeah, what you got? Hamsters powering this shit back in? Gee.
Think about we use raccoon power. Wait, what?
Exactly. It's a peaceful ride. You apt to fall asleep behind the wheel. It's so peaceful. It's a laid back ride, especially coming back down the hill. You coming back down like going into Baltimore.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice little ride. You throw your head back and shit. You better roll past it, be in the Chesapeake Bay.
It would be good to probably have a car that would drive itself if you were doing that.
Yeah. Because it's just straight.
Yeah.
Straight on down.
No
and green.
Nothing. Yep. Nothing but trees and trees and trees and trees. Like this time of year going into fall is when it looks really nice because all the colors
Yes.
and stuff.
Yeah,
So
all the colors and everything.
all
Yeah, because they'll be
so they're
up and
turning
going up
now.
towards West Virginia.
Mhm.
Harper, because they used to go up to Harper's
Harper's
Ferry up
Ferry.
there.
Okay. Yeah.
And they have tubing and all the rest of that other shit. And
Mhm.
that little old town where it had like 100-year floods.
Yeah.
and it was real nice and quaint. Real old cemetery. Ain't no black people there. They
Not at all.
not a one. Not a one.
No.
And it is. And when them lights start to flicker, it's like, oh, that's our call.
Time to go.
Pack that
Time to
shit up.
go. I think the only time I've been late around in that parts was the casino, but no further than that.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh, come this way. I see with the lights with the daytime. I ain't going that. Nope.
Come here.
Nope.
Come here, bro.
No,
Come here.
right. Come on, bro. Come visit me. Nope. I'm not doing it. Meet me at the casino. That's the meeting point.
I don't even want to meet you there. See you later.
But that's still the tip. That's not even all the way in West Virginia. That's just like right there.
It's close enough.
Yeah,
it's close enough.
That's
That
crazy.
is crazy.
It is. But anyway, that's all I got you guys for tonight. Let's see. I think there may possibly be a debate on the horizon. We don't know yet. That's still up in the air.
I'm tired. I don't care if he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
He
done said everything. What more could he say that would make you either change your mind to vote for him or not vote for him? I mean, the man is who he is. We have the situation that we have right now. So, be that as it may, vote your interests and your true interests. And another thing, if you follow me on Twitter, I'll see if I think I did put it on my community wall, but it may not have, because sometimes YouTube is special like that. But this content creator off TikTok, or I think it was TikTok, but he put it on Twitter. He took, if I find it again, I'll repost it. He took both Trump's tax plan, his current tax plan, which is due to expire in 2025, which he wants to extend, and Biden/Harris's tax plan, which she's going to implement and do some other changes to, side by side, and just ran regular numbers, plain numbers, no specialty on one or the other. He even gave Trump a leg up when he did the comparison as far as the child credits and stuff. And still, you were paying more in taxes with Trump's plan compared to Harris's. But I mean, people always, that's people's go-to. They're like, oh, taxes. And it's like, no, he really taxes, those of us who don't make as much as the very, very rich, compared to the other plan, which you're getting more in your pocket. So definitely, if I come across that, I will post it again. But if you follow me on social media of any kind, I know I reposted it, but I will definitely repost it again. And again, it's just straight numbers. So again, it's all about facts. Leave your feelings out of it and just go on the facts. He ran the tax credits from each side and just ran it like, he had a family of these many kids. This was the income, and so and that's what's important.
I don't know how long we can sustain under this Trump taxation.
No,
that's why the economy is kind of sucky,
right?
Because all these companies and manufacturers have raised their prices. So you have higher taxation, higher prices. So what are you going to do? You're going to start You're gonna start shopping at Aldi's. That's what you're gonna start doing.
but that's the crazy part. You have these companies who are charging, more money for the same product, right? But
or less.
right?
A lot of shrinkflation.
But then too, during the time when we couldn't really spend like that because all this stuff was happening, you were still making money. These companies were still making buku money. So it's like, damn, like you can't win from losing with you guys. You get money regardless. And again, the presidency or whoever is the president has nothing to do with gases. And I found somebody who follows like electricity and gas and all that kind of stuff, and he breaks all that down as far as the numbers and plane, because people always talk about gas and stuff was cheaper under it. That's not true. It doesn't happen. They have no control over that. They really don't. They like to make you think that, but when they make the prices go up and down depending on the time and the season, but they have no control over that. But yeah, so I definitely have those two to send. Actually, I was looking for them right now so I can put them on my community wall. But yeah, it's about being informed, people. It's a very important season. You definitely have to make sure that we're paying attention. And to your local officials too, because there's a lot of other races that are going on. So don't get caught up in, the top of the ticket and forget about all the other local, your district attorneys, your judges, all those people. Any parting words you want to say, sir?
Yeah, and make sure you check on your status. I would do it all the way up until it actually and for your region where you actually stop, because they are kicking people off the rolls left and right depending upon where you are.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Aldi's has stepped up their game. They stepped up their game a lot.
Yeah, let's see.
Yes, it will be.
Okay, so the guy that does the gas breakdown of the gas prices, that's still on the community wall. That was 2 weeks ago. So if you haven't checked that out, check that out. I did put the taxation guy up there, but I'll run it again. Maybe they didn't let me do it. Let me see. Yeah, they must let me do it. So I probably have to put that back up there, but I'll put the taxation rundown back up. And if I can't put it up there, then I will definitely put it on my Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see it there as well to take a look at. And again, he just ran the numbers. No kind of bias one towards the other, just ran straight numbers. Yeah, so that's all I got. So until next week, be safe, and have a good time. Live life and, cover up if you can, because, winter is a-coming. So, the germs is out.
And don't feel like October. It's just September.
Right. Yeah. And
but I am glad them kids gone to school, though. Thank God. Look at that. Oh, yes.
Nah, I don't
see those little sad faces marching down the street. Bye.
I don't know what was going on today. The fire department. I was like, what the hell? I think some kids was home from school playing around with matches or some shit and lit something on fire and then got scared when it got a little out of control. Yeah, it was crazy in here. I'm like, I'm working. Thank God for the ring light. I heard the knocking. I'm just like, was somebody answer the goddamn door? Because the alarm was going off, but it usually does. And it's like, is there a short in there? And when I spoke to the leasing office, they said, oh, no, it was a short they was working on. So when I heard it today, I was like, yeah. And then I happened to got a notification about the door, and I go to look at the thing, and I'm like, oh, that's the fire man. Like, what the fuck is going on here? So when I was like,
what do you want?
I said,
no,
I didn't, because you could just talk to the thing, which is the great part. and he was like, "Is there any smoke in there?" I was like, "No, it should there be." He was like, "We smell it in the hallway, but we haven't figured out where it's coming from, so you may have to evacuate." I said, "You ain't have to tell me twice." I called my supervisor real quick. Gotta go. Okay, I may come back on, but not sure. All right, love you. Bye. She was like, no, handle your business. So I was like, yeah. So when I went out there to see what was what, because I'm not that I'm pretty far up. So it was like, hey, I need to know if I gotta haul it down these steps. Because if I haul it down these steps, bitch, I'm not coming back up here. No.
Let me tell you something, motherfucker. You better slide down that banister
For you to tell
all the way down.
For you to tell me, oh, it's a false alarm, because if you get me gassed up enough to go flying down the steps, I'm gonna fly down them steps, and I'm not looking back. I'll sit in my car and just be like,
be right on sliding all the way down on that banister. What you talking about?
It's insured.
My nuts are raw, but I'm safe.
I'll just wait for the check to come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that would be crazy. So I said no. They were still walking around looking, and then one of the
trying to figure out where any smoke. Just smelling smoke or anything?
You could smell it, but it wasn't strong. I'm sure when he was
you know what that was?
was
That was
strong.
some kid's first time cooking
Yeah.
ramen. That's what that was.
It was first time doing something. And then it got real smoking. I don't know what it was, but it was because you could literally smell it. But then as they were walking around knocking, it got really faint, and then after a while, it wasn't there anymore. Okay. They was even trying to go into a lock room, and he was like, "You got a key to that?" He asked one of the ladies who was she was waiting by the elevator to take her kid downstairs, but then English was a little off. He had to tell her that they cut the elevators off.
Yeah. I was gonna say she's not gonna take no elevators.
Right. She was. She kept sitting there pressing the button. I'm like, it's off. When they come, it's off. She's like, oh. But then they asked if they had a key for what
Esmeralda, no. Take the steps, Esmeralda.
You just gotta go. You gotta take him out of the stroller and take the steps. And like I said, we're pretty high up, so I don't know. I was like, you got that? Because no way. Because I just needed to know. I was like looking around here. I was like, where are my keys? Where are my keys? So it's like I can hear him talking to the thing, and I'm like, well, ain't nobody really like yelling. Like he was just knocking. He wasn't really like. So I was like, shit. So let me just grab my stuff, because if I got to make a break for it, bitch, I am gone. The best.
I'll be in that baby. I'll be in that goddamn baby stroller. Push underlay.
But nah,
faster.
No, but thank God I did. No, because I don't play. Like I'll be rolling. Like people be thinking like, oh no.
Ain't got time. We'll figure it out once I'm safe distance. We'll figure it out. That's how I roll.
Right. I'd have been down them steps so fast, but you'd have been like, where the hell he go? I'm gone. I wasn't trying to wait for nothing. So that's why I wanted to make sure before I went doing all that that it wasn't, that it was like, oh no, false alarm. So I waited for a bit, and they kind of was laughing at me because I was like by the steps like I was by the steps like I was doing double dutch. I was like, get the word because I'm going. Get the word because I'm out of here. And then it was like, no, we didn't find it, but I don't think it's that serious. I was like, oh, okay. So I took a couple minutes, and then I gathered myself and got back to work. But yeah, that was crazy. I was like, the hell?
So sure would be right in that baby stroller. Yeah. Chipotle.
Not Chipotle. Sriracha. Get over here, push. Crazy.
Yeah. What did you say? Oh, did you say chill Halloween is already here according to the store? Halloween.
Oh yeah, please.
Do they even have that stuff out already?
Yeah, they do. Actually, Candy corn is the best. I love it. It's the best time of the year.
That's
Let's go.
nasty. This is pure
It's
sugar,
not.
like all the rest of that other shit.
It is amazingly good. Don't hate on it. Don't hate on it. So yeah, I will be definitely buying tons of that for a while till I get sick of it. Yeah.
And what do you do with your candy corn?
Eat it.
I'm sure you do.
That's so gross. Stop it.
I'm still pulling corn out my ass.
I'll do all that chicken shit.
Look,
you just bust some candy today. That's lovely. I need to come hang out with you. I do not be
you never know who somebody's freak factor is.
That's true. That is true, though. That is true.
Yeah, I never knew Snickers built at such high temperatures.
That is crazy. Yeah, no. I don't be doing all that extra candy. You just bought a bag of candy today. I don't ever buy candy, like the bags of candy for kids, like Halloween and stuff, because then nobody ever comes. I did it one year and nobody ever came. I wound up eating the candy myself. After that, I never.
Oh, hell no. I don't open my door for nobody. It'd be pitch black. And I put a sign on the door, no candy.
No candy here.
No candy. Look, if I don't want witnesses or anybody else selling me stuff, people wanting to change my electrical company. There's nowhere where I want these little dirty, little grubby kids knocking on my door, on my porch.
Oh, Snickers and
M&Ms?
M&Ms?
No, thank you.
That's cool. I can do the Snickers and M&Ms.
Yeah, I can do that.
Alrighty, you guys. I'll get ready to roll out because, of course, I do have work in the morning. So, as always, it's been a pleasure. Till next time.
Yes, it has.
Be safe, be cool, and enjoy. That's it. Summer's over.
Oh, I have one more thing.
What's that?
In that movie.
Which one?
Delivered.
Delivered.
One thing. I'm going to need Miss Lawrence to play another character.
Always playing the gay character.
Yeah, I'm going to need them to expand out and
branch out.
Play something out. Yeah, because I'm tired. It's like automatically expected.
Right. It's like Tyler Perry.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's giving pretty much Tyler Perry.
He's giving me Tyler.
What's wrong with your kids?
No, that shit at the end when she was telling him go to your job, or he was saying he gotta go to work or something. And she was, I guess he boosted.
Yeah,
boosting. But he was I think he worked
and doing hair, I think,
and doing hair too.
Yeah.
And she said, "Yeah, I hope you get caught or some shit like that." She's like, he was like, "Your man to bail me out,"
right?
knowing that her man was gone.
Right.
I was like, "Damn, okay, yeah." But I'm gonna need him to, go watch it. It's worth watching.
Yeah, it is.
It's definitely. It's not as bad as everybody says. It's fun.
Yeah, it's not scary. Fun. It's not scary like that.
It's not scary, and because they had some people that were talking about they were I guess they had to turn it off or something.
Well, I think what a lot of people got caught up with because it was based on a true story. So I think a lot of times,
Exorcist.
Yeah, but I think a lot of times when the people hear that, they automatically think like, "Oh, this could happen."
No, but then you have to ask yourself, "What are you doing?"
Right.
What are you doing that you're afraid of a story?
Right.
Which was altered because the white character wasn't in it.
Right.
In the actual thing. And then, some things are actually changed.
Yeah, in that one, I think they used Pittsburgh in the particular movie. And I was like, "Oh, that's probably the house that James moved into." That's what I thought.
Y'all have a good night. And don't you gotta go work tomorrow, right?
I
want you to be fresh because I want you to How would you be laying up in no cubicle and we don't find you till next week? It's like, I hadn't heard from him all weekend long.
No, I'm
Be,
pretty vocal.
be
I
stinking
wouldn't
up,
be
be
laying up
stinking
no
up the apartment.
No, I wouldn't be pushing up no daisies. No,
Mm.
people would be looking for me, indeed. But
Yeah, at
anyway,
least somebody. God
yeah,
damn.
of course, have somebody. Look out, man. I still can't get over that. 4 days it ain't a soul look for
4
you or even notice
days.
that anything was different about you.
That
That's
is
pretty sad.
that is so sad.
Yes.
4
See, y'all
days.
gonna make me watch this. Yes, you gotta watch it. You gotta. If I had to sit through that last episode of the House of Dragons because you made me watch it, you gotta watch this, and then we can compare whose was better. I bet you my recommendation is better than yours. I promise you that. I promise you that.
It
So
was
go do it.
it like I said, was not bad. The acting was pretty good.
Yeah, acting was pretty good, and the kids were good. Even the kids,
Yeah.
they were good.
Yeah. Because it took me a minute to recognize the other boy. The
Was
the
that the
older
boy
son.
from the oldest son was from Stranger Things, right?
Huh. Yeah, wasn't he doing
Was that,
porn too?
was
What
that the
is
guy from
what's the,
Stranger Things? He was doing
yeah.
porn. Oh,
He did him and some other little boy on there.
oh God!
One little white boy.
I don't even want to know.
And I was surprised because he's got they kind of grow out of the characters so fast. And I kept looking and said he looks familiar, and then I looked up the name and they had on his bio list
Oh, that's
Stranger
right.
Things.
What you call it came back, right?
The
Lord of
Rings.
the Rings.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, the series. I got to catch up to that. I haven't even watched anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fall now. Some new stuff.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for P Valley.
Oh Lord.
That's right. Down in the valley where the girls get naked. Hey, what are you watching? I watch it faithfully every week. These episodes just aren't long enough.
I bet.
Yeah,
Anyway, until next time, everybody, have a great night.
Be safe, everybody.
All right, peace.